sometimes if beliefs are in the period of gestation and they are not powerful enough to interact in social dynamics, sometimes the survival of these ideas is not seen at all in the immediate time period in which these ideas exist, but in fact are resurrected. They come to life centuries later. So you can look at it as stages in the development of a dawah. The first stage that we will reflect upon in the development of a dawah is that gestation stage, where you have a society that's corrupt, a set of ideas that are pure and correct, but the bearers of the pure ideas are not necessarily powerful enough to confront that society that is corrupt and for the ideas to take hold. The priority at this stage is to preserve the ideas, is for the ideas to survive, because the ideas, by the preservation of the ideas in fact might take hold, as according to the story of the cave, when these youths wake up 300 years later, they discover that what they held, what they believed in as an extreme minority in their time, 300 years later became the common belief of, and they are surprised to find that, well, what they used to believe in that was so unusual has now become the accepted belief system in their society. And in fact, the Quran points to this. وَكَذَلِكَ آثَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ لِيَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ وَعْدَ اللَّهِ حَقٌّ وَأَنَّ السَّاعَةَ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهَا. This is 21. آثَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ means we led society to discover them. That this is 21. That we've exposed their story so that society will come to know about them. And after society finds out about them, فقالوا ابنوا عليهم بنيانا ربهم أعلم بهم قال الذين غلبوا على أمرهم لنتخذن عليهم مسجدا. So society at this point recognizes the value of these youth and have a debate whether they should build a memorial or build a mosque. Because these youth now died, right? And 300 years ago, their bodies would have probably been crucified and then burned and left to the dogs. But now, they're actually being honored. And there is a debate, well, do we build a memorial or do we build a mosque? And the people who prevail are the people who say, let's build a mosque. So society now understands the value of these youth. But it took 300 years, and the Quran quite accurately says 300 years plus 9. Because according to Hijri, according to AD, it's 300 years, or according to Christian era, it's 300 years. According to Qamari era, to Hijri era, it's 309 years. So this is, well, I mean, and in verse 22, so this is when the Quran says, well, you know, they'll say there were three and then the fourth was a dog, they were four, but the fifth was a dog. And while the Quran indicates that in fact they were seven and their eighth was a dog, it says quite explicitly, don't argue about this. فلا تمار فيهم إلا مراء ظاهرا ولا تستفت فيهم منهم أحدا. This is not something that you should debate. And don't even go around arguing about their numbers. So it's like the Quran telling you that the details, the micro details is not the point here. The point is to understand that this quite frequently is the first stage in the life of an idea. And sometimes the idea will, all that you will do in your time period with the idea is to simply preserve it. Because the life of the idea is 300 years from now, 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now. That's none of your business. But your role is to preserve the idea. Now, it is entirely irrelevant, in my view, whether the people of the cave are a historical story or not, whether it's a metaphor or not. I mean, it is. I'm very willing to believe that Allah put people to sleep for 300 years and then woke them up. But that's not the point. The point is to understand why the story is there. The point is not to speculate. It is for people that want to benefit from tourism as a business, that want to speculate about, oh, here's where the people of the cave, this is their cave, and so on. But for theologians and for philosophers and for moralists, where precisely their cave or where they Jews or Christians is completely beside the point. The point is to understand why this story is in Surah Kahf, and it is the first story told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for us to reflect on.